Copyright XPB. Welcome to our coverage of the 2017 Singapore Grand Prix. From here you'll be able to find links to all our latest reports, pictures and results from the Marina Bay Street Circuit session. Reports FP1 Ricciardo in top as Red Bull leads the way in Singapore. FP2 Ricciardo stays in charge in night practice at Singapore. FP3 Verstappen takes over for Red Bull in final practice qualifying. Vettel clinches crucial pole with blazing lap in Singapore race. Hamilton wins Singapore Grand Prix after Ferrari disaster. Photos gallery. All the pictures from Thursday in Singapore gallery. All the pictures from Friday in Singapore gallery. All the pictures from Saturday in Singapore gallery. All the pictures from Sunday in Singapore. Results free practice 1 results PO's driver team time gap laps 1 Daniel Ricciardo Red Bull 142.489 S21 2 Sebastian Vettel Ferrari 142.598 S0.109 S21 3 Max Verstappen Red Bull 142.610 S0.121 S23 4 Lewis Hamilton Mercedes 142.904 S0.415 S27 5 Sergio Perez Force India 143.423 S0.934 S25 6 Valtteri Bottas Mercedes 143.434 S0.945 S27 7 Kimi Raikkonen Ferrari 143.734 S1.245 S25 8 Fernando Alonso McLaren 143.759 S1.270 S19 9 Nico Hülkenberg Renault 144.101 S1.612 S24 10 Daniel Kvyat Toro Rosso 144.220 S1.731 S25 11 Stoffel Vandoorne McLaren 144.34 S1.851 S25 12 Jolyon Palmer Renault 144.961 S2.472 S25 13 Esteban Ocon Force India 145.053 S2.564 S25 14 Felipe Massa Williams 145.084 S2.595 S27 15 Romain Grosjean Haas 146.456 S3.967 S2016 Antonio Giovinazzi Haas 146.782 S4.293 S27 17 Lance Stroll Williams 147.190 S4.701 S11 18 Sean Gellel Toro Rosso 147.570 S5.081 S26 19 Marcus Ericsson Sauber 147.699 S5.210 S23 20 Pascal Wehrlein Sauber 147.886 S5.397 S24 free practice 2 results PO's driver team time gap laps 1 Daniel Ricciardo Red Bull 140.852 S33 2 Max Verstappen Red Bull 141.408 S0.556 S28 3 Lewis Hamilton Mercedes 141.555 S0.703 S36 4 Valtteri Bottas Mercedes 142.104 S1.252 S35 5 Nico Hülkenberg Renault 142.448 S1.596 S33 6 Stoffel Vandoorne McLaren 142.501 S1.649 S34 7 Fernando Alonso McLaren 142.788 S1.936 S32 8 Sergio Perez Force India 142.826 S1.974 S35 9 Kimi Raikkonen Ferrari 142.835 S1.983 S30 10 Esteban Ocon Force India 143.054 S2.202 S34 11 Sebastian Vettel Ferrari 143.104 S2.252 S33 12 Carlos Sainz Toro Rosso 143.236 S2.384 S38 13 Daniel Kvyat Toro Rosso 143.608 S2 142.756 S3214 Julian Palmer Renault 143.795 S2.943 S3215 Felipe Massa Williams 143.836 S2.984 S3216 Lance Stroll Williams 144.301 S3.449 S3217 Kevin Magnussen Haas 144.417 S3.565 S3218 Romain Grosjean Haas 144.928 S4.076 S2919 Pascal Wehrlein Sauber 145.673 S4.821 S3420 Marcus Ericsson Sauber 145.721 S4.869 S35 Free Practice 3 Results PO's Driver Team Time Gap Laps 1 Max Verstappen Red Bull 141.829 S12-2 Sebastian Vettel Ferrari 141.901 S0.072 S13-3 Lewis Hamilton Mercedes 141.971 S0.142 S16-4 Fernando Alonso McLaren 142.383 S0.554 S11-5 Stoffel Vandoorne McLaren 142.439 S0.610 S13-6 Daniel Ricciardo Red Bull 142.517 S0.688 S11-7 Nico Hülkenberg Renault 142.549 S0.720 S10-8 Valtteri Bottas Mercedes 142.592 S0.763 S16-9 Kimi Raikkonen Ferrari 142.708 S0.879 S16-10 Sergio Perez Force India 143.010 S1.181 S14-11 Esteban Ocon Force India 143.139.491 S2 Max Verstappen Red Bull 142.010 S140.332 S139.814 S3 Daniel Ricciardo Red Bull 142.063 S140.385 S139.840 S4 Kimi Raikkonen Ferrari 143.328 S140.525 S140.069 S5 Lewis Hamilton Mercedes 142.455 S140.577 S140.126 S6 Valtteri Bottas Mercedes 143.137 S141.409 S140.810 S7 Nico Hülkenberg Renault 142.586 S141.277 S141.013 S8 Fernando Alonso McLaren 142.086 S141.442 S141.179 S9 Stoffel Vandoorne McLaren 142.222 S141.227 S141.398 S10 Carlos Sainz Toro Rosso 142.176 S141.826 S142.056 S11 Julian Palmer Renault 142.472 S142.107 S12 Sergio Perez Force India 143.594 S142.246 S13 Daniel Kvyat Toro Rosso 142.544 S142.338 S14 Esteban Ocon Force India 143.626 S142.760 S15 Romain Grosjean Haas 143.627 S143.883 S16 Kevin Magnussen Haas 143.756 S17 Felipe Massa Williams 144.014 S18 Lance Stroll Williams 144.728 S19 Pascal Wehrlein Sauber 145.059 S20 Marcus Ericsson Sauber 145.570 S Race Results PO's Driver Team Gap Stops 1 Lewis Hamilton Mercedes 58 laps 20,323.543 S42 Daniel Ricciardo Red Bull 4.507 S53 Valtteri Bottas Mercedes 8.800 S44 Carlos Sainz Toro Rosso 22.822 S45 Sergio Sergio Perez Force India 25.359 S56 Julian Palmer Renault 27.259 S57 Stoffel Vandoorne McLaren 30.388 S58 Lance Stroll Williams 41.696 S49 Romain Grosjean Haas 43.282 S410 Esteban Ocon Force India 44.795 S611 Felipe Massa Williams 46.536 S612 Pascal Wehrlein Sauber 2 laps 6:13 Kevin Magnussen Haas DNF 7:14 Nico Hülkenberg Renault DNF 7:15 Marcus Ericsson Sauber DNF 6:16 Daniel Kvyat Toro Rosso DNF 3:17 Fernando Alonso McLaren DNF 4:18 Sebastian Vettel Ferrari DNF 0:19 Max Verstappen Red Bull DNF 0:20 Kimi Raikkonen Ferrari DNF 0 Gallery F1 drivers' wives and girlfriends keep up to date with all the F1 news via Facebook and Twitter page. 2 Lewis Hamilton claimed victory in a rain-hit 2017 Singapore Grand Prix at Marina Bay, following a dramatic start in which Ferrari drivers Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen were wiped out in a first corner accident with Max Verstappen. As a result, Hamilton now has a 28-point lead over Vettel in the World Championship. Verstappen's teammate Daniel Ricciardo held on to take second place for Red Bull, after successfully resisting pressure from Hamilton's teammate Valtteri Bottas for over half the race. Singapore Grand Prix race results. PO's driver team gap stops 1 Lewis Hamilton Mercedes 58 laps 20,323.543 S4 2 Daniel Ricciardo Red Bull 4.507 S53 Valtteri Bottas Mercedes 8.800 S4 4 Carlos Sainz Toro Rosso 22.822 S4 5 Sergio Perez Force India 25.359 S56 Julian Palmer Renault 27.259 S57 Stoffel Vandoorne McLaren 30.388 S58 Lance Stroll Williams 41.696 S49 Romain Grosjean Haas 43.282 S410 Esteban Ocon Force India 44.795 S611 Felipe Massa Williams 46.536 S612 Pascal Wehrlein Sauber 2 laps 6:13 Kevin Magnussen Haas DNF 7:14 Nico Hülkenberg Renault DNF 7:15 Marcus Ericsson Sauber DNF 6:16 Daniel Kvyat Toro Rosso DNF 3:17 Fernando Alonso McLaren DNF 4:18 Sebastian Vettel Ferrari DNF 0:19 Max Verstappen Red Bull DNF 0:20 Kimi Raikkonen Ferrari DNF 0 Vettel, Raikkonen and Verstappen crash out. The rain that had been teasing the circuit during the build-up to the race started in earnest just minutes before the cars pulled off the grid. It forced the field onto a mixture of intermediate and wet tires for the start. On the front row, Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen were at least unencumbered by water spray as they pulled away when the lights went out. Even so, it was Vettel's teammate Kimi Raikkonen who got the best start from fourth on the grid. He powered down the inside of Verstappen, trapping the Red Bull in a Ferrari sandwich, with Vettel protecting his position by squeezing the Dutch teenager from the other side. The trio quickly ran out of room. Raikkonen connected with Verstappen and the impact then hurled him into the side of Vettel's car. No longer in control of his car, Raikkonen then slid across the path of the traffic through turn 1. He suffered a second impact with Verstappen for good measure before coming to a halt. He also collided with the fast-starting McLaren of Fernando Alonso. Raikkonen and Verstappen were out on the spot, while Vettel limped around a few more corners. However, his car was leaking fluid and he spun, after which the team ordered him to park. It's unquestionably a body blow for his title hopes. Not ideal, is it? He told reporters when he got back to the pit lane. I didn't see that much. I saw Max and then next thing I see is Max and Kimi hitting me somewhere. Sebastian started squeezing me. Maybe he didn't see Kimi, but that's not an excuse, Verstappen said. If you are fighting for a world championship, you shouldn't take those risks. I don't think I could have done anything differently to avoid it, was Raikkonen's view, adding that it was pointless to lay blame. Obviously our race is done. A shame. Hamilton takes charge as race resumes. The carnage had left Hamilton in charge of the race under the ensuing safety car. Ricciardo was running in second ahead of Renault's Nico Hülkenberg, followed by Sergio Perez, Valtteri Bottas and Julian Palmer. Stoffel Vandoorne had made his way up to 7th place, while his teammate was technically still in the race in 12th despite massive damage to the MCL32. When the race resumed on lap 5, Hamilton quickly pulled out a 4-second lead over Ricciardo. Meanwhile, Palmer caught Bottas napping and picked up 5th place. However, Alonso was hemorrhaging positions and finally yielded to the inevitable, retiring on lap 9. 2 laps later, Toro Rosso's Daniel Kvyat passed the Haas of Kevin Magnussen for 10th place but then snatched a break into turn 7 and planted his nose into the barrier to join the growing list of retirees. Kvyat's crash brought out the second safety car. Hamilton and Bottas stayed out while Ricciardo took the opportunity to pit for fresh inters. Perez, Hülkenberg and Palmer also stopped, changing their original wet weather tyres for inters. When the race got back underway on lap 15, Hamilton and Ricciardo were still leading with the pit stops having promoted Bottas and Sainz ahead of Hülkenberg and Perez. The top car still left running on wets was Williams' Felipe Massa in 10th place. However, he was soon going backwards, losing out in a series of bruising encounters with Force India's Esteban Ocon and Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. Massa wisely gave in and pitted for inters shortly thereafter. Drivers switched to slick tyres for second half. By now the rain had stopped, and no more precipitation was forecast. That left teams calculating when the track would have dried sufficiently for slick ultra-soft tyres. With little to lose at the back of the lead lap, Magnussen and Massa were the first to make the attempt on lap 25. Initially they were very tentative, but they didn't crash and soon picked up speed. The rest of the field took notice and Ricciardo, Bottas, Hülkenberg and Perez all pitted on lap 29. Hamilton stayed out a lap longer before making the switch just shy of mid-race distance. After the pit stops, Hamilton's lead over Ricciardo remained over 8 seconds. They were followed by Bottas, Hülkenberg, Sainz on supersofts and Perez. Behind them, Palmer and Vandoorne were engaged in a spirited duel over 7th place. Williams' Lance Stroll was up to 9th. The early tyre call had promoted Magnussen into the top 10 ahead of teammate Romain Grosjean, but the Dane was struggling. He soon lost positions to Grosjean and Ocon in quick succession. The racing was paused once again by a third safety car, this time because of Marcus Ericsson's Sauber spinning on the Anderson Bridge. Having built up a safe lead at the front, Hamilton was less than pleased to have the field close back up. There was also bad news for Hülkenberg, who was forced to pit from 4th to have his hydraulic system filled up, dropping him to 10th for the restart on lap 42. Countdown to the finish. After so many delays, the race was now on the clock, with under half an hour remaining. Hamilton once again drove away from Ricciardo, who had his hands full with Bottas as DRS was made available to the drivers for the first time. Sainz also had to work hard to successfully fend off Perez for 4th to the finish. Palmer had won his battle with Vandoorne, with Stroll dropping off in 8th place. Grosjean and Ocon filled out the final points position after Hülkenberg was finally forced to retire on lap 49. It means the German now holds the record for the most races started, 129, without a podium finish. Magnussen retired a lap later with MGUK issues, which left Massa and Pascal Wehrlein the last cars on track. The Sauber finished 2 laps off the leaders at the checkered flag, which came at the end of lap 58. Gallery. The beautiful wives and girlfriends of F1 drivers keep up to date with all the F1 news via Facebook and Twitter.